In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NFL games happening on December 1st, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NFL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Tennessee Titans versus Washington Commanders. It's a matchup featuring teams with contrasting motivations as one prepares for the future while the other fights to keep its postseason hopes alive. This interconference clash unfolds in the nation's capital, where the Tennessee Titans travel to face the Washington Commanders on Sunday afternoon. The Titans are coming off an impressive 32-27 road victory over Houston last Sunday, defying expectations as an 8-point underdog. Meanwhile, the Commanders suffered a disappointing 34-26 home loss to Dallas, falling short despite being an 11-point favorite. Historically, Washington holds an 8-6 edge in the all-time regular season series. However, the Titans have seized the momentum, winning the last 2 meetings, including a narrow 21-17 road victory on October 9, 2022. The Titans managed to secure a win against Houston in their last outing, but embarking on another road trip presents fresh challenges. Tennessee's offense lacks the explosive firepower that intimidates defenses, and while their past defense is solid, it hasn't been tested against elite quarterbacks. On the other hand, Washington enters this matchup on a 3-game losing streak, making this a must-win scenario to remain in the playoff hunt. Playing on their home turf, the Commanders possess a potent rushing attack capable of exploiting Tennessee's defensive vulnerabilities. The combination of desperation and home field advantage positions Washington as the team with a clear upper hand in this contest. Washington's urgency to secure a win adds extra weight to this game. Despite their recent struggles, the Commanders have been competitive, losing their last 3 games by just 1 score. Offensively, Washington has been productive, scoring 26 or more points in 3 of their last 4 contests. Conversely, Tennessee has struggled to cover the spread this season, succeeding in just 2 out of 11 games. Washington, by contrast, boasts a respectable 7-4-1 record against the spread. A win for the Commanders typically aligns with covering the spread, further strengthening their case as favorites. Last week's loss to Dallas can be chalked up to missteps, but Washington has an opportunity to rebound and capitalize on this matchup. While Tennessee delivered a strong showing against Houston, it's unlikely they can sustain such performances. The Washington Commanders to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Tennessee's games this season have often trended toward higher scoring affairs, with the over hitting in 6 of their 11 contests. On the road, the Titans have been even more consistent, with 5 of their 6 away games exceeding the total. In fact, their last 5 road games have all gone over the projected number. Similarly, Washington has seen the over hit in 8 of their 12 games this season, though their home games have split evenly at 3-3 in terms of totals. The Commanders' offensive and defensive tendencies create plenty of potential for a high-scoring affair, and Tennessee's ability to remain competitive suggests this trend may continue. The Titans are capable of putting forth a respectable offensive effort, as evidenced by their recent performances. Washington's defense has struggled lately, surrendering nearly 30 points per game over their last 3 outings. Although Tennessee has been inconsistent, scoring between 10 and 20 points in 8 of their last 10 games, they have occasionally broken through with 30-plus points, as they did against Houston last week. While another 30-point explosion may be unrealistic, the Titans should comfortably manage 17-plus points. Washington's offense, led by a slightly regressing Jaden Daniels, has still managed 26-plus points in 3 of their last 4 games. If Tennessee can deliver 17 points, Washington will only need to reach their average of 28 points to hit the over. Both teams have seen the over hit in their most recent contest, with Washington doing so in 3 of their last 4 games despite their losses. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Pittsburgh Steelers versus Cincinnati Bengals. The Pittsburgh Steelers and Cincinnati Bengals are set to face off this Sunday in a high-stakes American Football Conference North matchup. Heading into the game, the Steelers boast an impressive 8-3 record, placing them at the top of the division standings. Conversely, the Bengals have had a season filled with struggles, holding a disappointing 4-7 record that leaves their playoff aspirations hanging by a thread. At first glance, it might be surprising to see the 8-3 Steelers considered underdogs against the 4-7 Bengals in such a critical divisional contest. After all, Cincinnati's defensive shortcomings have been widely scrutinized, while Pittsburgh has emerged as one of the more surprising and consistent teams in the American Football Conference this year. However, the Steelers' success has been bolstered by an extraordinary record in one-score games, while the Bengals have faltered in close contests, sitting at just 1-6 in games decided by one possession. If that record were adjusted to a more reasonable 3-4 in tight games, public perception and media narratives surrounding the Bengals might look entirely different heading into this matchup. Cincinnati's quarterback, Joe Burrow, cannot be blamed for the team's late-game woes, as he is currently enjoying the best season of his career. Burrow has thrown 27 touchdown passes against just 4 interceptions this season, showcasing exceptional efficiency and leadership. Facing a Steelers defense that ranks in the bottom 10 of the league in opponent expected points added per rush and pressure rate over the past 5 weeks, Burrow and the Bengals offense have a prime opportunity to shine. While Pittsburgh's defense has long been heralded as a force, this year's unit has struggled to maintain its usual dominance, creating an advantageous situation for Burrow and his key playmakers like Jamar Chase. On the flip side, the Steelers' offense has struggled significantly, ranking near the bottom of the league in overall success rate and passing success rate since Week 7. Notably, this period coincides with Russell Wilson taking over as starting quarterback, replacing Justin Fields. Though Wilson initially received positive reviews, his recent performances have been less than stellar. A compelling case can be made for the Steelers and the points, as they have been the better team playing more consistent football throughout the season. However, they are coming off a lackluster loss to the Browns and now face the challenge of playing on the road against a Bengals team that has had nearly 2 weeks to rest and prepare. While Cincinnati's defense has been a major liability, their offense has been firing on all cylinders. If the Bengals can secure a few crucial defensive stops, they could build momentum and keep their season alive with a late playoff push. For the Bengals, this game is a pivotal moment, essentially a now or never scenario. Backed by their explosive offense, the Cincinnati Bengals to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Pittsburgh has excelled at stopping the run this season, which should limit Bengals running back Chase Brown to fewer than 50 rushing yards against their third-ranked run defense. However, Pittsburgh has been vulnerable against the pass, and the Bengals are expected to lean heavily on their air attack. On the ground, the Steelers can exploit Cincinnati's defensive weaknesses, as the Bengals are allowing an average of 129 rushing yards per game and rank 24th in total yards allowed. The Steelers, who average 135 rushing yards per game, should see running back Najee Harris rebound after a quiet 41-yard performance last week. Additionally, the total points have gone over in 7 of the Bengals' last 8 home games, signaling the potential for a high-scoring affair. This matchup could prove to be a challenging one for the Steelers. It marks their 3rd consecutive game against a divisional opponent and their 2nd straight road contest. Furthermore, the Bengals' passing game is likely the most potent they've faced this season. Cincinnati has gone over the total in 5 consecutive games, and with their focus on attacking through the air, explosive plays are likely to dominate Sunday's game. Pittsburgh's best hope for staying competitive will hinge on Wilson's ability to deliver big plays through the air, which could also contribute to a high-scoring outcome. Ultimately, these dynamics point toward the game exceeding the total points line, with both teams showcasing their offensive firepower. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Los Angeles Rams versus New Orleans Saints. Week 13 of the NFL season has arrived, bringing an exciting National Football Conference matchup between the Los Angeles Rams and the New Orleans Saints this Sunday. These two teams last clashed in December 2023 when the Rams secured a 30-22 victory at home. In this article, I will break down each team's season thus far, highlight key players, and conclude with my predictions and picks for the game, covering both the point spread and the total. The Los Angeles Rams will head to New Orleans for this crucial Sunday showdown, hoping to bounce back from a tough 37-20 loss to the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday Night Football. Meanwhile, the Saints, under the guidance of interim head coach Darren Rizzi, are riding high after a 35-14 win over the Cleveland Browns in Week 11 and a subsequent bye week. New Orleans started the season with promise at 2-0, only to endure a 7-game losing streak. However, they have turned things around with 2 consecutive victories, thanks largely to a revitalized rushing attack. Since Rizzi took the helm, the Saints have averaged an impressive 155 rushing yards per game. This could spell trouble for the Rams, whose defense has struggled mightily against the run, giving up 144.3 rushing yards per game and an even worse 151.4 yards per game on the road. Just last week, they were shredded by the Eagles and Saquon Barkley for 314 rushing yards. On the other hand, Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford continues to perform at an elite level, leading a passing offense that ranks 9th in the NFL with 236.7 yards per game. The Rams have been especially potent through the air since wide receivers Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp returned from injuries, averaging 258.4 passing yards per game on the road. This potent passing attack could be problematic for the Saints, whose secondary has been a liability all season. New Orleans ranks 30th in the NFL, allowing 256.6 passing yards per game, and they recently traded away their top cornerback, Marshawn Lattimore, to Washington. With Stafford, Nacua, and Kupp operating at a high level, the Saints' defense faces a daunting challenge. Defensively, both teams have been porous, which could set the stage for a high-scoring affair. The Saints surrender 24 points per game, while the Rams allow 25 points per game. Although the Saints have shown improvement under Rizzi, their playoff hopes are far less promising than those of the Rams. Los Angeles, having dropped a home game against the Eagles, is entering must-win territory. Head coach Sean McVay has historically fared well against National Football Conference South opponents, posting an 8-4 record in regular season games. The Rams' recent struggles suggest they are due for a better performance, while the Saints' recent success at home may not be sustainable in the long term. Before their back-to-back wins, New Orleans had been woeful for over a month. This game represents a critical opportunity for the Rams to capitalize on a winnable matchup as they aim to stay in contention within their division. Therefore, the Los Angeles Rams to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Regarding the total points, the Rams have played under the total in their last 2 games, while the Saints have hit the under in 2 of their previous 3. Los Angeles averages 21 points per game, relying heavily on their passing game, which is 9th in the league. They face a Saints defense that ranks 30th against the pass, allowing 24 points per game. Conversely, New Orleans averages 24 points per game and leans on a strong rushing attack, ranking 9th in the league. They are likely to exploit the Rams' poor run defense, which has allowed an average of 27 points per game over the last 3 contests. While the total set for this game may seem high, it reflects the deficiencies of both defenses. The Rams rank 26th in points allowed, giving up 25 points per game, while the Saints rank 20th, conceding 24 points per contest. This matchup is particularly favorable for Los Angeles, whose offense is poised to thrive against a Saints defense ranked near the bottom of the league in several key metrics, including 31st in total yards allowed per game, 30th in passing yards allowed per game, and 23rd in yards allowed per passing attempt. Stafford and his talented receiving corps should take full advantage of these vulnerabilities. Meanwhile, the Saints' offense has been much more effective with Derek Carr at quarterback, averaging 27 points per game in the 8 contests he has played. Given the circumstances, as both offenses are well positioned to exploit the weaknesses of the opposing defenses, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.